Well, in Missouri, there's an old saying: you can take a boy out of the country, but you can't get the country out of a boy. And I grew up about a half a mile outside the city limits of Independence. Although I was born in Independence, I grew up mostly in the country with cows and ducks and chickens and frogs and snapping turtles and blue herons and whatever. And learned to have some respect for the natural life processes. When I looked out the back window of 184 Forsyth, they took down two buildings simultaneously that fronted on Eldridge Street, and so we had morning sunshine come into two lots, which were brick rubble. Before the buildings on Eldridge Street were taken down, I was watching mothers sitting in the back window of a tenement building, looking at their children playing in the garbage in the basement pit behind the building, a basement level pit. And I thought, wow, that's a hell of a way to raise children with no place to, put your feet on the dirt. So over a period of the next 5 years, I managed to get 5 lots converted from brick rubble into handmade topsoil made from horse manure from Central Park, which I call Zentral Park. A slight change of spelling. Started the garden in '75, and the landlord left in '76, I think, as I remember. I had already started the garden, and I wasn't going to abandon that because I could see other buildings were going to come down, and so it was circular and it would expand, and the circles would bump into buildings and knock the buildings down metaphorically, which of course they did. I mean, the buildings fell down. Of course, the city saw what was happening and decided, well, we've got to kill this for sure. It was amazing because corn, you'd think, takes soil a foot or 2 feet deep. Soil in the garden was about 4 inches deep, produced edible corn. We had cucumbers and cherry tomatoes and asparagus and black raspberries on the wall on Eldridge Street, and 45 trees, including 8 black walnut trees, half of which were fruiting. Well, first of all, it was destroyed in a two-step operation. The wall on the Eldridge Street frontage and on the south side of the garden took 2 days with a bulldozer. I mean, it's incorrect to refer to the destruction of the garden itself with a bulldozer. It wasn't destroyed by a bulldozer. It was on January 8th of 1986, a large rubber-tired highway construction vehicle with a scoop in the front ran over the garden for an hour and 15 minutes, but they couldn't get in with that machine until they had destroyed the wall. If you look at the city maps, on the map for the block I was in, all the area where the Garden of Eden existed labeled vacant. It was never officially recognized by the city as existing. They called it vacant, when in fact there was a work of art there. An earthwork. So that was, it was a work of art that was also ecologically based in terms of a human right to make earth and grow food. Well, I said at the time, and I still feel that it would have been better to kill me and leave the garden because, well, that's the way I view it.